Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile found...
From the studios of Blackwater Media in the city of Atlanta, it's time for another edition of the Shadowland Radio Show. I'm your host, Dr. William Lester. On this edition of the show, the beast of UB-85. Marine engineers have found a wreck at the bottom of the Irish Sea. This sea is between Great Britain and the island of Ireland. The engineers were laying an undersea cable which will carry electric power from one part of Britain to another. The wreck is a German Navy submarine which took part in the First World War. Submarines were used by the German Navy in the First and Second World Wars and are often referred to as U-boats. The German word for submarine is Unterseeboot. The exact English translation is undersea boat. Historians think that the wreck is a U-boat known as UB-85. It sank in 1918. Some people believe that UB-85 went down in mysterious circumstances. Its captain and crew became prisoners of war. When questioned, the captain insisted that a large sea monster had attacked his submarine. This, he claimed, happened when UB-85 was on the surface. The crew fired shots at the creature. Before it disappeared, the sea monster damaged the submarine. The captain said that this damage meant that the submarine could no longer submerge or dive below the sea's surface. During the First World War, Germany and the Austro-Hungarian Empire fought against Russia, France, and Britain. At that time, the British Navy set up a naval blockade in the North Sea. This prevented merchant or supply ships from sailing to and from German ports. During 4 years of war, there was only one big sea battle between the German and British navies. Called the Battle of Jutland, it took place off the coast of Denmark. More British ships than German ships were sunk in the battle, yet the British blockade continued. Most historians believe that Jutland was a draw. Neither side won. The German Navy used U-boats to try to stop merchant ships sailing to Britain and France. Between 1914 and 1918, German submarines sank at least 5,000 merchant ships. The German Navy had around 370 submarines. About 200 were sunk or captured. Then submarines had to surface to recharge their batteries. Their captains normally did this during the hours of darkness. Sonar images of the U-boat on the seabed show that it is all in one piece. It is 56 meters in length. Items from inside the submarine seem to have spilled out of its stern. 2 German U-boats were sunk in this part of the Irish Sea in the war. Both had similar designs. Historians say that divers would need to find markings or numbers on the submarine's metal plates. These would confirm if the wreck was indeed UB-85. Most historians do not believe the sea monster story. They think that the U-boat was on the surface charging its batteries. It tried to submerge quickly when a British Navy ship suddenly arrived. One of the submarine's hatches was not closed correctly. When the water rushed in, the captain had to resurface. He and his crew then surrendered to the British ship. The U-boat sank soon afterwards. The captain was probably embarrassed about losing his submarine, figure most historians. This might be the reason for his unusual story. However, there are many legends of a large sea monster being seen in this part of the Irish Sea. If the wreck is the UB-85, it may be possible to discover if the captain was telling the truth. And that concludes another edition of the Shadowland Radio Show. Thank you for listening to the program. I'm Dr. William Lester, reminding you to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see each and every one of you again on the flip side.